Welcome to this first look at Apple's upcoming iPhones in 2018. We've received some high quality replicas of 2 of the 3 iPhones soon to be announced by Apple, with the third being exactly the same dimensions as the current iPhone X, so for the comparison today we'll be using an iPhone X to replicate the third iPhone in the 2018 range. So while the naming conventions are up in the air at present, we believe the new iPhones to be called the following, with the largest of the 3 to be dubbed the iPhone XS Plus. The second iPhone in the 2018 range being called simply iPhone, and finally the third being the iPhone XS. This naming strategy might seem a little strange on the face of it, with the second largest device being simply called iPhone. However, Apple have previous with this strategy, as they recently called their entry-level iPad the new iPad. The iPhone XS Plus will certainly be the hero out of the 3, with this being Apple's largest ever iPhone, coming with a whopping 6.5-inch OLED display. While the simply named iPhone comes with an also large display at 6.1 inch, a screen size that is larger than the current iPhone X model and soon to be released XS, the screen will be a much cheaper LCD model that means Apple can offer this device at a more budget price point. Finally, we move on to the iPhone XS, which will feature the same overall dimensions and the same 5.8 inch screen size as the iPhone X. Similarly to the XS Plus, the XS will also have an OLED display and thus be considered another hero device in Apple's latest range. The hints that the 6.1 inch iPhone will be a budget option from the range are further backed up by the singular rear camera, whereas the iPhone XS Plus and XS will come with a dual camera setup, as we've seen with the current iPhone X model. Unfortunately, that does also mean that there will be no triple camera setup, as had been seen with many rumours for the upcoming iPhone XS Plus. There had also been some rumours that the newer iPhones would come with thinner bezels, however the dummy units received here today suggest that the bezels won't change significantly at all. In terms of ports and functionality, everything else remains exactly the same, with all 3 models coming with lightning ports, the standard volume, silent switch, power button and SIM cards all in their usual location.
Okay, so here it is. Wi-Fi network's available. Looks like the lock screen looks really good. Okay, so we have an older wallpaper in there. Look at that 29. That 29 is squished. It's like rubbing up on each other. Come on, you guys have so much room on this display. What are you doing? And there it is. Why does that take so long? So the control center does work. 3D touch. If you hold on it, it's fake 3D touch. Guess there's that. So at least they put the effort into getting those toggles there for the brightness too. And you got night shift, right? And you got your today view. Let's go ahead and see what this is running. This seems like it's running iOS 11, like clone. What version number exactly? 11.2. So you could technically jailbreak this with Electron. 256 gigabytes? I highly doubt that. Display is surprisingly dim. Obviously it's non-OLED and nice it doesn't have the back swipe. So let's see what we can do about that. Really nothing. That's it. That's as bright as it goes. Let's go ahead and explore the software a little bit. It seems smooth on the home screen. Control center takes a minute to come up. Not something I'd expect in iOS 12 from the iPhone XS Plus. But it's becoming more and more natural to actually sit here and just use this thing. It feels pretty dang good. So I was afraid that it'd be kind of hard to navigate. But just like in iPhone 7 Plus, 8 Plus, it's actually very, very similar. You reach a good amount down here. Again, I would have liked for Apple to include the control center on the bottom right here. Oh, nice. Here's the app switcher. So it does come included where you can just slide it right away. You don't have to hold on to them. So they thought of that. That's pretty neat. I think this clone has more wallpapers than Apple does. They keep removing them. These guys don't. So that's very, very nice. Actually, a very nice selection here. It's with the standard iOS 12 wallpaper. Interesting that they would add this, but not change the OS name to iOS 12. Funky animations, but still, I guess it does work pretty decently. Check out the music app. Oh, it's a clone of Apple Music here. And the App Store is actually a cloned App Store. Let me connect to Wi-Fi real quick. Man, this keyboard Old sound from back in the day, brings back some nostalgia. Don't know why they would add it to iOS 11, but okay. Those animations, who freaking thought of that? That is terrible. Man, I'm surprised. This thing is slim, just as slim as Apple's version. It's supposed to be getting thicker. The actual iPhone XS Plus will be a thicker variant. Anyways, their App Store refuses to work. Thankfully, they included a secondary App Store, which is the real one, I believe, the Play Store. The actual bottoms of the phone, very similar. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They actually added an additional speaker port, which is a nice little touch. Cameras look a little off on this one. Apple's has a darker look to it, and this flash unit in the middle looks kind of funky. All right, so check this out. A couple of things I just discovered. If you slide up to leave an app, you can't actually go into the app switcher with it, or, oh, you can. Oh, look at that. That is the worst animation ever. So you can, it just has to be down here. Okay, I think I got that part wrong. Also, what I saw, what's actually really cool, I did not expect this to have it, is that this has tap to wake. It's more of a double tap, but it does work. That's so cool. Check this out. This is actually kind of funny. So if I go into landscape and then I go home real quick, it'll glitch and there's a fake notch up top for whatever reason to just give you that full notch experience, whichever direction you go on your, don't really want to come out. Maybe I'll just do the trusty old method where I peel the back off. And yeah, that's exactly how it comes off. You can see it's separating already. And there's a very high risk of this cracking. Yeah, that is definitely glass. I can feel it. Okay. Success. I didn't crack it this time. And oh, it does have wireless charging. How cool is that? Here's a wireless charger. Let's pop it on. See. Oh, it does. It is charging. So the wireless charger does work. That's a very nice feature to have. So 2 things that have surprised me about this, wireless charging and the tap to wake feature. Otherwise, here are the internals. Pretty complex as far as a clone goes. Very tall battery, usually they're short and fat and down here. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that this thing does come with a dual SIM card. And look at that, a dual SIM card. On a clone, they beat Apple to it. And it does appear to be fully functional. And here's the micro SD card slot. So you can upgrade your storage there. That's so cool. First time a clone like this has ever come with dual SIM. They even copied Apple and beat them to the punch with that. So let's seal it back up. And I actually wanted to test out the speakers. So I tried to load YouTube, unsuccessful in the app. I tried to load it through the browser, unsuccessful. So I'm gonna play some sounds here. This is the best impression I can get. So it's only one speaker and it sounds pretty bad. So can't really expect much. Bottom line though, this is not a bad clone. I'd wait for it to go down in price a little bit, but just to have a little device to play around with before the official one comes out, not bad at all. Display, huge, real notch, tap to wake, real wireless charging, dual SIM functionality. This thing has a lot of surprises up its sleeve and a very good build quality, I'd say. So thanks for watching, guys. That is the iPhone XS Plus, and we'll see what comes next. But the real one should be out here fairly soon, so stay tuned for that.